2 sits.
Thank you.
2 sits. We met, the long sit met last Tuesday, 14th, and discussed quite a bit. Highlights. We talked about the grading system and again how to make it more consistent from grade to grade and more readable for and understandable for parents. Trying to get more student involvement in the student conferences with parents. Writing benchmarks. I think a date had been set. Yeah, a date had been set for the RR&R, the Rigor Relevance Relationships Workshop.
February
Is that still good?
Wednesday, February 3rd.
February 3rd.
Press release went out and it's on the warrior.
For the first of 2, and then possibly a second workshop on March 3rd.
Correct.
That's all still good and accurate. Further discussion about the One School, One Book summer reading program, where all 5th or 8th graders will potentially take a book home for the summer and read it, and the discussions will take place in September when they reconvene in school. And the members of the SIP are given a book as a possible book called The Code, 5 Secrets to Teen Success. I read it. I returned it to the library. Great option, but I think one of several options, and Mrs. DeSantis will have the SIP evaluate, and we'll potentially have some other students evaluate these books as well to make sure it is a resounding success. And there was some discussion, student nutrition and physical activity policy. One parent did indicate she might come and address the school committee, but they also agreed that since the wellness committee was taking on, or still discussing this school lunch and the snack policy, the food, I shouldn't say snack policy, the food in class celebrations policy, that she would go to that one first. And next meeting, February 11th, 3:30, Mr. Alpers. Okay.
The Melrose SIP team met on the 14th. There was a lively discussion about technology. Basically not basically, it was far afield, and we discussed about clearing everything in terms of, I'm not exactly sure because I got there late, but I'm not sure exactly of the focus of it, but it was a lively discussion on technology. We also discussed the curriculum relevance night, which is announced. We discussed the advantages, disadvantages of the previous December's webinar that we watched, and would you like to participate in any of them in the future. Somehow I missed the committee updates. I was there, but I don't think we got them there. And then sort of discussed the, I know a lot of it was on podcasting. The whole blog discussion on what it is, how to do it, and so forth. I had to do everybody had sort of a different view on how it could be employed, or if it should be employed, or what they were. And then there was another discussion about how the meeting should run. And we felt that the meeting would run just fine and dandy. It was a lively discussion. But I don't think anything was particularly resolved, and I will turn it over to Carrie if I missed something there.
I think we were going to take on another task as a SIP, kind of looking at student achievement. We had 3 things going on, which all, are revolved around improving the school. So we were talking about that, and it looked as though differentiation bounced on the table, and we're hopeful, and we'll discuss that in March. But then at the end, we decided we wanted to look at the Lee survey data in February that we had surveyed all the students 3 through 8 and the teachers and look at discrepancies there. So I think we're going to look at that as kind of the conclusion. But I think the meeting we were going to watch a podcast, but the discussion was so good that the meeting ran long, and so we decided to table that podcast and we pick up another one in January. That was a good meeting.
CLEC?
The CLEP committee met January 12th and had a presentation by a expert in dealing with children with sensory issues. So we didn't have a formal business meeting, but the presentation was fairly well attended.
They're almost 30 parents.
30,
Wow.
wow.
You, wow.
Yeah. And it was interesting and certainly applied to, kids that were non-CLAC kids, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went home and gave my checklist to my husband and said, go make it happen.
Good. Facilities, what do we do about facilities? Anything with somebody else?
I'm your guy.
Oh, facilities.
We met and everything.
All right, go for
It was a sparsely attended meeting, but the company was
it. You
sterling.
and Lou?
No, I
Oh, there too.
But we, basically Lou reviewed the 5-year capital improvement plan and gave us the updates on where all of these different projects are, and at both schools and so forth. I think, we can say that the buildings are in very good hands here. In terms of the improvement plan, I'm not going to go into the specifics of it. Some things are being moved to next year, or some things are being rolled over that we have discussed for next year and so forth. A couple of the things that have been achieved for this year, the fire alarm engineering upgrades in Melrose has been accomplished. There are a lot of things that are in process that we had discussed and that Mr. Kitts had thought was important. The attic insulation and cleaning of Lawn Avenue has been accomplished, and at a unbelievable savings, really. We had budgeted $8,000, it turned out to be less than $2,000. We did some shopping around and got a local contractor to do it as well.
Sorry.
Hey, if ore never goes out of the fire station, you just borrow yourself.
One of the things that I did kind of mention to Lou that I'd like to see upgraded, it was in his mind to move it, was to upgrade the lawn gym sound system. And I sort of hope that I would like to see that, and I think the council or the committee had mentioned it a couple times that we'd like to see that upgraded for graduation and in different activities and so forth, because right now it sounds like we're talking through a tin can. And we had budgeted $5,000 through the capital budget for that, and so I kind of insisted that we take a look at that.
He has been trying, but in this economy, you would think people would be scrambling for jobs and work, and people don't call them back and
Well,
are willing to come.
I did call a contractor, and I sent the information to Kathy, who got it to Lou, about somebody who does that kind of work that I've worked with, a company up in Providence that does that kind of stuff, so hopefully they'll be a little bit more attentive to it. I don't think there's anything, I think one of the things that was kind of interesting is the kitchen plan for the Lawn Avenue, and there's a bunch of money that's allocated to it right now that I guess the dishwashing system is held together with baling wire.
The dishwasher shop.
And pretty much, but he's holding it together with baling wire basically. But now, we have this possible change in lunch plan, that we're discussing, so the money's there if it needs to be. So there's a couple things are just up in here. So, I leave it to his auspices to make those decisions. The money's there, he needs to replace it, so. Was there anything to add to that? I think that was pretty much it.
No, I think we discussed, Kathy Almanzo had asked that we include stage curtain, making the stage back into a stage. And so she's getting numbers for us, right?
I know we had to.
Before April 9th?
No, this will be.
No,
we'll be
and
proposing
Lisa's
it for
fine with
the
that, it's
capital
funny, she
plan,
said
but-
she likes doing theater without curtain, and you
Yeah.
think you go to Trinity, there isn't, you don't always need it, so she's fine, we're fine.
Well, part of the problem that came up too in that issue is security. Is that, back when, some time ago, that the foldable wall that divides the gym from that room that's being used as a classroom, people would actually be pushing, and climbing under it into the classroom. And so then that brought up the level of supervision on the part of the recreation division or department, who was in charge of it at that time, where the kids, how can you not see kids pushing a 30 or 20-foot tall wall, climbing under it? So, anyway, there are ways to secure that room, still have a curtain, and so forth, and have it as a theater. My point was brought up, and again, I leave it up to Kathy and everybody else, but it is classroom. And you don't have to be moving stuff around in this